and this is the story of why I sold Layla. Hello strangers, I'm bringing you a book haul in disguise. So yeah, I bought too many books again, so hiding from that, you could say. Masking that. Anyway, there's a lot of books here. Tons. It's one of those times where I was waiting for a book to arrive that I pre-ordered before I did the book haul. But as it turns out, I should have just did it because I bought too many books and there's more books coming. But there's so many of them. That's going to be in our book haul because this one might be ridiculously long. Anyway, so let's just get into the books I've acquired since August. I've got this random pile and I'm just going to do it in the order of the pile. So to start with, the book that I was waiting to arrive was It Devours by Joseph Fink and Jeremy Cranor, and this is the second Welcome to Night Vale novel, signed by the authors. It says signed by the author, but it has two authors, so that's a bit weird. And that's what the signature looks like. I always wonder what someone's signature looked like before they had to sign hundreds of copies of something. I've read the first novel and I really liked it. I'm currently really behind in Night Vale. I think I might actually be like a year behind the podcast. And if you're somehow unaware of Night Vale is basically this podcast that's told in the form of a radio show. Well, originally it's like mixed it up a little bit, but the kind of core concept is that this radio presenter is like telling you the news of the town of Night Vale. But it's like a spooky, mysterious town where weird stuff always happens and they have weird ideas about mountains. And like, this is a sequel to another book and it's like within this giant series of Night Vale, so I would recommend Night Vale. I would love to go to one of the live shows, it's just sadly like never linked up. Another book I pre-ordered was Language of Thorns, Midnight Tales and Dangerous Music by Linda Babel, and this is part of like the Grisha world. I don't know if like they're changing what this series is called because it like originally it was a trilogy and then there was another series of books within that trilogy. I read the whole of the Grisha trilogy. I haven't read the follow-up series. I don't know what's going on this one, but look at this cover. And it's short stories, and I love short stories. Short stories kind of seems to be like a theme when it comes to series, because like a few series have just like came out with short stories to go along with them. But I'm not mad about it. And this cover is so cool. To be honest, I pre-ordered a lot of books because like I wanted to order the specific book, but I wanted to get free shipping. That's more like a drawing than a signature. This is cool. I do actually have some other signed books by Lena Badwell, so we could compare. Then we have Dare to Fall by Estelle Maskame. I have read one of her other books. Maybe I haven't. Maybe this was another. I thought this was another writer. Actually, I thought this was another writer because I thought there's nowhere there's two writers called Estelle. But apparently that is. I don't know what this is about. This is a book I picked up a few times and then got. But whatever. Then I have another book. It's probably really obscure. I don't think you'll heard of the author or this character. Apparently it's a well-known character. And that's Wonder Woman WarBringer by Leigh Bardugo. I mean, I've literally never heard of this writer before. But apparently she's established. Apparently. And this is like someone else's character she's writing for. I mean, who's heard of anyone writing someone else's character? I mean, oh, seriously, I don't know what I think about this book, but it's probably better than Zack Snyder's version, so yeah. Like, DC do seem to be trying really hard to like do stuff with their female characters, so that's something. I just mean like in generally, like there's dolls and cartoon series now, and they're like doing a YA age book series. Well, they're doing a few of them are coming out. To be honest, this is probably the one that I'm most excited for. The other ones, like, I can't remember, but it was like, oh, okay. was kind of my response to the other ones. I think it's Catwoman and maybe Batgirl they're doing this with. Maybe Supergirl. I don't know. You know, Catwoman, like, people do weird stuff with Catwoman. But she could be a really good YA character. Like, there's other YA characters that kind of do the same thing as she does that's turned out well. So yeah, this is a Wonder Woman book, and it's like about a female character, I believe, arriving at the island. I don't know, it seems okay idea. To be honest, Wonder Woman's never really been my favourite DC character, and I think that's because I grew up in an age where they've not, I don't know, I still even now, I don't think a lot of really good stuff is being done with Wonder Woman, and it's just like, I don't really love any of the stuff that's coming out with Wonder Woman. And yes, the Wonder Woman film was really good, but I still have like a lot of issues about it, and I have a lot of issues the way this Wonder Woman, the latest live action Wonder Woman has been presented as a character. I'm like, oh, I have like a rant video in me about it, but I mean, her first appearance was in a film called Batman vs Superman, and so basically the two male of the DC trilogy get enlisted and she's just there. I mean, to be honest, I think it's like a massive insult to like Wonder Woman as a character. Like, they just don't, like, she's never been treated well, and like, while the Wonder Woman film was really good to like see a female director getting to do action, and like the way she was filmed, like you could really tell it was from like the female perspective, so it was like worked well, because it could have been really awful. And I think one of the reasons why it could have been really awful is that Zack Snyder and a bunch of other male writers wrote Wonder Woman. Like, a woman did not write on the Wonder Woman film, so yeah. And I think you can tell. We're gonna stop now, because like, could just like detour this whole video with that, so we're gonna stop. I might edit a lot of that out, but mini Wonder Woman rant. So this is a book that I bought by itself, and that is Far by Sharon Gosling, and this is a Red Eye book. This is currently the only Red Eye book that I have not read anything of. I'm currently reading Sleepless by Morgan Lowe as I film this video, and I want to finish this video, and I want to read this book so I can do a video about the Red Eye series, so it's high priority this month. So this book is kind of like Snow in a boarding school. What else do you need to know? Then we have Jenny Ford by E. Lockhart, and I got this for £8 off, and this is signed by the author. I've read, what's it, How We Lie or something? That book by her, that was like really big of a booktube, and like everyone's like, don't read any spoilers, go into it completely blind, and like, no, it was written well, but like, I think people like overhyped it and made a big deal about the plot, and like the plot wasn't something that revolutionary. Like, if you've read if you've experienced a lot of media with those same types of characters, it's like, okay, so what? I mean, it's done well, but like, it wasn't the big deal that everyone made it out. And I think, I don't know, when people start really overhyping books, like, kind of like, they can end up just ruining the book for everyone else, because, you know, like, you've raised the expectations to be way too high than what the book can ever deliver. I know everyone's talking about this book, but I haven't actually heard anything like whether it's really good or not ever. It's just like, well, people have been showing it off. I don't actually know what this book's about. You know, it's just the cover looks cool. I actually think I might have got this off NetGuy after I bought it, but I don't know. Now to a right I read nothing by, and that is Holly Bourne. I'm just going to pronounce her name wrong and different every time I talk about her. It Only Happens in the Movies by her. I think I own all her books. I have read none of her books. People just talk about how good she is. My main motivation for buying this book is it's called Only Happens in the Movies, and it has popcorn on the cover. I actually bought this book twice. I bought it at Waterstones, and then I went to Asda later that day and saw it for £4. So I took that book back and I bought the £4 one. So this is the £4 one that I have in my hands. Basically, I went back and got a book that I probably would never have seen again. So. It also has this like cover where it has like the movie signage thing like that, which is like a real big thing right now. I like bought this and then they were everywhere. Oh, I have no idea what that book's about, so why should you? And now we have the latest John Green book. I have read Paper Towns and I keep forgetting that I haven't actually read Fault in Our Stars, which I like because I've seen the movie and like people go on about it so much. I'm like, oh, I've totally read that book. In the same way, it's kind of weird, like in the same ways I keep forgetting I haven't seen the Hunger Games films, like because I read the book series and I've seen all these grifts off Tumblr, so I'm like, I've totally watched the Hunger Games films. I have not. And I haven't read Fault in Our Stars. So I like Paper Towns okay. I will, like John Green, the criticism on John Green, like writing way more mature than teenagers actually is probably true, but it's not like he writes past a teenage head, and you do get pretentious teenagers that talk smarter than they actually are, so whatever. I don't know much about this book. All I know is it has something to do with anxiety, and that's it. I also have some swag for this book. I've got a postcard that has the date of when the book came out, which was "The wait is over, 10/10/17. I'm like, I would have went for 13th if I had the opportunity, but like, I don't know how much swing. Here are some John Green books that I own and haven't read. And there's something meant to be special about this dust jacket, but I honestly don't know what it is. It's like one of those things, like something about a poster, I think, because it's like that inside. But I don't really see the point of having stuff like that in the dust jacket, because I'm like never going to use my dust jacket as a poster, so. And I finally picked up The Accident Season by Mona Fowley-Doyle. Her latest book, The Spell Book of Lost and Found, has been talked about a lot recently in BookTube. And I didn't realise this book was by her until I went to buy it, because I picked up The Spell Book of Lost and Found a few times and didn't realise that this was the same. The thing about this book is I've seen it a few times and I pick it up and I like think about it, and then I think like, because I saw it in that guy, I thought about requesting it. I didn't. I saw it like, well I never requested it, so why do I want to pay money for it? Like, I didn't want it was free, but it was doing a few time where I've like tried to stop requesting so many books, but you know, whatever. But basically this is about a family that's cursed. One of the main reasons I bought this book was that what WH Smith are doing, well at least the one newest me is doing fee, 2 for fee in the children's books right now, so. Another book I got done with that deal was Dead Silent by Sharon Jones. This is a book I read. I read this book a long time ago off NetGuy, but I really loved this book, and when I saw it I'm like, well, yeah, I want to own this whole series. This is the second book in the Poppy Jones series, and I really love this series, and I would definitely recommend to you to buy it and to read it, or just like get it, read it. It's a really good series. Like, not going to sell it all to you, but I'm just going to tell you to read it. Letters to the Lost by Brigid Kemmerer. Yeah, this is meant to be in the So Ella and Friends book club, but like, she's like straight up not reading them anymore. This is reviewed by Chris Russell, so like, it's like friends. It's just So Ella's friends that she hired that have been paid by publishers to pick these books. To be honest, like, I can't be effed with So Ella having anything to do with books. Like, I don't know, like, why kid on you care when you like published a ghostwriting book? Because if she actually cared about being a writer and having books, she would never have did that. Like, why be fake about liking books if you don't actually? Maybe she thinks it makes her look smart. I mean, if you only like makeup, fine, whatever. Like, you don't have to kid on you like books for some dumb reason. I mean, obviously she's doing it for money, but there's other ways you can make money without like selling your soul. Moving on, one of the latest books I've actually bought is Thin Air, A Ghost Story by Michelle Paver. This book is kind of best-selling, whatever, according to WH Smith that has them ranked. Set in the Himalayas, 1935. 5 Englishmen set out to conquer it, but courage can only take them so far, and then the higher they climb, the darker it gets. I don't know. It's called Thin Air, and it's called A Ghost Story, and it has this cover on it. It's like really Christmassy. I think I might save it for Christmas. Christmas! Like, I'm like thinking of doing like a spooky readathon at like Christmas time. Not actually on Christmas, but like I just think we should bring that back, like ghost stories with Christmas. I also have Electric Dreams by Philip K. Dick. I don't know if this book is actually called something else, but oh, this is Electric Dreams Volume 1. Well, this has the exhibits piece, the Kemmerer, Impossible Panic, The Hanging Stranger, Stale Pitch, The Father Thing, The Hood Maker, Foster Your Dead, Human Is, Autofac. I know Philip K is like one of these writers that's contributed a lot to sci-fi, and Channel 4 are currently doing airing a TV show like based on this, so like this is like the edition. I don't normally like TV editions and stuff, like I hate when like the stickers, you can't remove the stickers, but like I don't feel so bad because it's like Channel 4 and like it's old-fashioned Channel 4. This is like We're Doing Stuff Channel 4 logo, and this is such a trippy cover. Like I was looking at it and I'm like, oh, that's like weird. I don't know if it worked on camera, but it's like moving in the store, so it worked in store anyway. Like, and I also like, I guess, you know, I like short stories. So the next book is a book I wanted to read for a while, and that is Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill. And this is basically about somebody who buys a ghost off the internet, which a few people have done in your life. But like, obviously this is going to be about the consequences. I've read this book, and I just realised I read it. Like, I don't know, like, kept thinking, I thought I just thought about it, requesting it from the library, but no, I did request it from the library and I read it. I think one of the reasons why I forgot that I read this book is that people, like, it sells it as being, I don't know why I forgot I read this book, because like I've only read 2 Joe Hill books. It's not like, that's weird. I'm not angry about finally owning it. I just can't believe I forgot I'd read this. I also have There's Somebody in Your House by Stephanie Perkins. I know this is kind of like meant to be like 90s kind of horror film-ish taking form. I've heard that it's not that scary and it's more like, ooh, romance, which is Stephanie Perkins' kind of like thing. I haven't read any of her other books, but I must have read a short story by her, but I've read like the summer short story collection. No, I've read the winter short collection story that she edited, and I think she must have a story in there, so I must have read a story by her at least, and that, I guess that was okay. I don't know. This is such a cool cover, so even if I hate it, it's like, buy it for the cover, which awful attitude to have sometimes, but like, I want to read this soon, but I don't know. So the next book has a little of a story. So I pre-ordered the latest Sarah J. Maas book so that I could get book swag, and I don't know, it's one of the reasons why I probably do continue to buy the Phonographs books is for the pre-order swag that you can get from them. So I pre-ordered the Waterstones fan art edition, but like, it doesn't, it's that, who did the fan art? Like, if it's somebody who's been hired to draw the art, that's not fan art, that's just canon art to the story. Like, fan art is is a fan's interpretation of the book that isn't approved of by the writer, necessarily. So, I mean, it's not, it's not fan art when it's just art. I've noticed a lot of publishers calling stuff fan art when it's not actually fan art. It's weird. But anyway, so I pre-ordered this book, and look at it, guys. The bottom's fine. Do you see that? A certain somebody, I wonder who. Layla. You a good girl? No. A certain somebody decided that she really loves cardboard, so decided to chew the best book out of its cardboard. And oh, she got the font part as well. And, you know, now I have this. Like, it might look like she's just got the corner and the rest of the book would be fine, but like, I'm pretty sure that is like words missing at parts. It's definitely not a edition you would go to get signed unless you're like, fuck it. I don't know if this is in a readable condition. I would have to actually sit and read it to see if all of it was okay. I thought about buying an edition, but oh, there's the fan attitude. She's like lucky, she's cute, and that I don't really care that much about this book because I would have been so fucking mad at her if this had been a good book. She has did this before. She has ruined my copy of Frankenstein / Dracula, but that was a pre-owned book, so I wasn't that angry at her. I'm really angry. I was really angry at her for this. She's lucky, she's cute. I was like gonna like Instagram it, and I'm like, no, I can't. I'm just like, this is. I suppose it's lucky that this isn't one of the sign ones, because like this isn't a sign Sarah J book, because like a lot of she does do a lot of like pre-ordered sign books, so I'd be real mad at her if this had been signed. Also, another reason I don't really care is that this book is from the point of view of Carl, and I just hate Carl. Like, I think he's one of the worst characters in the Throne of Gas series. I mean, I'd be really happy if he like dies at the end of this. And that's not a spoiler, because I have no idea what happens with the other book that goes along with this. I'm like super behind the Throne of Gas series, so I'm just buying them for the fun of it. So guys, to end this book haul, I have the first book I got from here. Now, I was actually sent this book from First Readers, which is like a review reader thing. Like, you're meant to read like a chapter or something from a book and then do a review of it, and then you keep doing that and eventually you're able to like get books. But so I signed up with them and they gave me the option of so many other books, and I picked this one because it's one of those like, it's set in a bookshop, you'll love this as a book lover, so that's why I picked it. Actually, luckily I almost picked a book that I already owned, so that I forgot I owned it, and like I found it when I was like looking for other books, so that was a good pass. I don't really remember what this book was, because like it was a few books, so it was more like I just compared it with the other ones and picked this one, because I don't even remember what the other books were. I think it was like a YA mental health one, and a thriller maybe was the other option, but I went for like the weird romance, which is totally not usually what I'd go for. So I will see you weirdos next time, where I will be on the run. Farewell. Too many books that fit in a thumbnail. Oh, this is heavy. I can't actually get all these books in the view. There's a lot of books here. Ow. This is the story of how yeah, she's lucky, she's cute.